A couple of days ago, I saw On the Basis of Sex in the cinema for the second time. That was a lot of S sounds for somebody who sometimes struggles with her S's in French. French? English. Oh my god. For those of you who don't know what's it about, it basically details part of Ruth Ginsburg's life, who is one of the first female Supreme Justices, and one of the first cases that basically got the Supreme Court to say that discrimination on the basis of sex isn't legal. And my second viewing of this movie left me feeling just as inspired, emotional, and just empowered as the first viewing did. I left the cinema feeling just reminded of why I want to go into the media business, of why I make videos like this, and why I want to tell stories, because stories matter to people. There's this iconic scene in my head that for the life of me cannot remember the context of me seeing, but it's the image of this little girl looking up on pictures of all of the US presidents and seeing all of them being male, the idea being that it's very hard to aspire to be something you can't see. And I think stories and movies like this really play into that. You can't imagine something that you don't know is possible. It's very hard to put into words something you haven't read about. It's hard to imagine something you haven't seen. Everything we dream of or aspire to be is influenced by the society around us and what we see around us. And that's why making movies like this, making biopics like this, telling stories like this is so important. To tell stories about empowered women making change. It's like not just women, like all minorities. It's why it's important to get more black people and other POC people in cinema. It's important why we start making gay narratives and trans narratives, bi narratives that aren't just about overcoming struggles or coming out. You need to be able to see yourself in a happy position for you to think that you can have a happy life, and that's why representation matter. And there's a quote from the movie that talks about the law that says, "The law should not change because of the weather of the day, but should reflect the climate of the weather." And they use that in the movie to kind of justify why they need to update these laws that discriminate on the basis of sex. They're saying you're not changing the country has already changed, now you need to catch up. I saw it both times with my girlfriend Rachel, and as we were walking out of the movie, we were talking about how we just wanted to do something to help change, to inspire other people. I turned to her and said, this is why we're going to go into the film business, this is why we're going to tell stories, because we're going to be the ones who help change the climate that will then inspire the laws to change. And honestly, that quote just like sums up why I want to do this. I've always been a firm believer that it's important to tell like the human experience to other people and to tell different narratives and different stories. And even just like during the Pride months that has just been, like seeing influential creators like Dan Howell and Eugene from the Try Guys come out and see the responses in the comments of people being like, hearing your story has made me feel safe enough or proud enough to come out. It has made me feel accepted. It's made me realize I'm not alone. All of these stories that showcase in whatever way, be it vlogging, be it documentaries, be it fiction, be it biopics, be it music, be it art, that showcase narratives that aren't the regular cis heteronormative narrative that we see everywhere, will always help inspire some young people or old people, anybody who feels different, to look in that and go, this is me, I'm not alone. And to me that is so powerful and so important, and that's why I believe representation matter, and that's why I want to go into this business. Because I want to make a movie like On the Basis of Sex that makes people feel something in the audience. I want to inspire the feeling of being seen, the feeling of being empowered, inspire the feeling of inspiration in other people to go out and live their best life and to change things that need to be changed. And if I can be a small part in changing the climate, that will then affect the laws of the country and change people's lives, then that would be amazing and all I could really ask for. As always, I really want to know what you think about the topics I talk about, so if you have a movie that made you feel seen or inspired you to go out and do something with your life or just made you feel really good, leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to know what it is. I know I have a long list of it, but this was the most recent example of it for me, so I thought I'd do a little talk about it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I hope you have wonderful days full of empowerment and inspiration. Bye!